At some point, we've all imagined some crazy food cravings. But have you ever imagined taking a bite out of a rock and thinking, this just needs a pinch of salt? If you have, rest assured, you're perfectly normal, because rocks are a staple in the diet of many countries across the world. And we're about to give you all the rocky deets. In this eye-opening video, we'll unravel the mystery behind the sautéed edible rock dish from China that has taken the internet by storm. As we go deeper, we'll also take you through Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and other parts of the world where people have long indulged in rock treats. But this isn't just another fleeting social media fad. It's a window into a much deeper history of survival, desperation, and ultimate human resilience. So get ready to discover the incredible origins of this unusual dish and why it's far more than just a passing trend. We all know how the Chinese are like the MVPs of exotic and occasionally dangerous eats. But who could have predicted they'd rock the culinary world once more by adding actual rocks to their menu? Have you ever heard of sodio? Well, it's basically a Chinese stone dish that has been causing quite a stir on social media, especially on TikTok, as it made a triumphant comeback in Chinese cuisine centuries after its debut. Sodio is a unique recipe that includes river rocks along with various condiments and spices. These rocks are typically small and come from freshwater streams or rivers, where marine life thrives. When it's time to enjoy this dish, diners are given a simple instruction: taste the flavors by sucking on the rocks and then politely throw them away. Hence the name sodio, which simply means to suck and dispose. Lately, social media has been flooded with numerous videos showcasing this fascinating dish, giving us a front row seat to how street vendors prepare this rocky culinary marvel. The process usually involves drizzling chili oil onto sizzling stones or pebbles, placed on a high-heat teppanyaki-style grill. Afterward, a generous dash of garlic sauce is sprinkled on these pebbles, followed by a lively stir-fry ensemble featuring garlic cloves and diced peppers. Once it's ready, you're served these flavor-infused stones, packed like precious gems in little palm-sized boxes, and they cost you about 16 yuan, which is roughly $2.20. However, some critics have raised an eyebrow at the price tag, thinking, wait a minute, aren't these rocks getting recycled? It's like dining in an eco-friendly rock quarry. But here's where it gets really wild, because you, as the adventurous diner, get to decide the fate of these pebbles. You can take them home as souvenirs or give them the boot if you're not into geology. When chowing down on this rocky delight, you don't go gnawing on these stones like a caveman. Nope. Eating, or should I say sucking, this rocky delicacy is all about the 3 S's: suck, savor, and say goodbye. Those stones are just temporary guests in your mouth and are not meant to be swallowed. Meanwhile, the saucy side of the dish, including the spices and condiments, can be swallowed and enjoyed. But amidst all the buzz and excitement about this dish, the biggest question is, how on earth did the Chinese stumble upon this eccentric culinary creation in the first place? Legend has it that sodio has a long history dating back centuries to the Hubei province in central China. Back in the day, local fishermen who ran out of food would turn to these rocks as an edible lifeline. According to a local media report, this peculiar delicacy was actually passed down through generations among boatmen, as they preserve its legacy through oral history. Back then, food was importable, and preservatives were not available, so keeping food fresh was a challenge, especially during summer and humid months. These boatmen could not be on the road for weeks and months without much food storage. Sometimes they hunt for fish, but if they are unable to catch any fish, they resort to picking these rocks or pebbles for sustenance. This was particularly crucial when these men were stranded in the middle of a river, running low on food while delivering goods. These savvy boatmen would whip up a meal using stones and condiments to survive the famine as they headed to their destination. With time, these rocks were said to develop a taste of the surrounding marine life. So when they're cooked over high heat, they don't give off an earthy or muddy flavor. Instead, they deliver an amplified taste of fish. As time went on, sodio lost its charm as Hubei saw economic development and modern boats, reducing the chances of stranded boatmen. However, it seems to have made a comeback, even though many people worry about the choking risk it poses. But the Chinese aren't the only trailblazers in the rock-eating game. When you compare them with neighboring countries like Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, sodio is like child's play. These two countries literally take rock eating to a whole new level as they eat rocks outright without any preparation or flavoring. How crazy is that? When you stroll through any market in Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan, you'll always find small chunks of earthy substances like clay or chalk, neatly arranged alongside more conventional snacks, nuts, fruits, and exotic foods on display. And voila, you've just stepped into the intriguing world of geophagy, which is an ancient practice where humans indulge in all sorts of earthy delights, from clay and chalk to rocks and soil. While your local restaurant might not offer rocks on the menu, geophagy is a fascinating trend found across the globe. From Africa to Asia and even parts of America, diverse cultures embrace this unique practice, each with its own special meaning. For those in Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan, geophagy goes beyond a quirky craving. It's deeply rooted in their culture, holding significant ties to traditional beliefs and rituals. This makes it one of their cultural treasures. It will interest you to know that the clay eaten by the Kazakhstanis isn't your typical run-of-the-mill variety. With its solid, dense structure, it's a hit among soil enthusiasts for its non-sticky nature. This type of clay effortlessly breaks into tiny plates and grains in your mouth, turning into a delightful blend of dry and moist as you munch. And sometimes, you might even pick up nutty notes in the flavor. This special clay is affectionately known as Kazakhstani mountain chalk. However, rock eating isn't limited in Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan alone. Certain African communities also indulge in geophagic clay. For them, it's a connection to their ancestors or safeguard against dietary toxins. In places like Ghana and Nigeria in West Africa, clay munching has been a long-time honored tradition dating back centuries. Different types of clays or rocks are used for cooking or eating outright as a snack. These special rocks or clays go by names like calabash chalk, kwai, or unzu. They're hand-picked treasures that are believed to hold medicinal and culinary properties. In eastern Nigeria, especially among pregnant women, they're a go-to traditional remedy for battling nausea and morning sickness during pregnancy. In parts of the southern United States, particularly among Native American tribes, a type of white clay known as kaolin clay or white dirt is consumed, primarily for its chalky texture and taste. It's seen as a cultural tradition, and individuals often acquire a taste for it over time. Another example comes from Haiti, where mud cakes take the form of pancakes. These mud cakes are created by blending a unique type of mud with salt, forming a batter that's spooned onto large sheets and left to sun-dry. Often referred to as the mud cakes of the poor, they're considered a delicacy in this Caribbean country, mainly due to the nutrients and minerals found in the mud. The recipe typically includes special mud, water, salt, and margarine. In India, mitti, or edible clay, is equally used in various culinary preparations and is believed to impart unique flavors to dishes. Now, you might be wondering why anyone would choose to eat something as unconventional as rocks. Well, the reasons behind geophagy are as diverse as the cultures that practice it. For some, it's a tradition passed down through generations, deeply ingrained in their cultural and spiritual beliefs. Others view it as a way to supplement their diet with minerals that might be lacking in their regular food. Scientifically, geophagy has been a puzzle and has prompted researchers to propose theories explaining why people practice it. Some think that substances like clay could bind to toxins in the digestive tract, aiding in their removal. Others speculate that it might be linked to mineral deficiencies, with clay providing essential nutrients naturally. However, it's crucial to understand that geophagy comes with risks. While certain types of rocks might be somewhat safe to consume, others could harbor dangerous contaminants, including harmful substances like heavy metals or pathogens. Consuming significant amounts of rocks could potentially result in digestive issues or negatively impact one's health and well-being if adequate care is not taken. Take chalk, for instance, which contains calcium carbonate. It can settle in internal organs and line blood vessel walls. In fact, an excess of calcium carbonate consumption might trigger issues like diabetes, kidney stones, pancreatitis, and gastritis. So, if you're digging into these earthy treats, keep these health concerns in mind.